Hooray for Hollywood! Hello there, I'm Stan the Movie Man, and this is your WIMZ.com movie review. This week, in a ridiculously close vote, you sent me to see Star Trek. And of course, the vote was ridiculously close because it was my own fault. As we all know, those of you who went to vote, I said I was going to see Star Trek no matter what. The vote was extremely close, and plus, what helped me to go see Star Trek was the fact that I went on Thursday to a 7 o'clock show, and at that time Star Trek had a slight lead. So, let's talk about Star Trek, the reboot of the 40-plus-year-old sci-fi franchise that started life as a 3-season television show, really not considered much of a success at the time, but in syndication became this juggernaut of die-hard, rabid fans who loved it so. It then later spawned 4 more television series, a cartoon show, and now an 11th movie. But this one is a little different from all the other films that have been done. This is a reboot, going back to the early beginnings of the forming of the crew of the USS Enterprise. Chris Pine stars as James Tiberius Kirk, a young man whose father was killed in battle on board a starship as his mother was giving birth in an escape shuttle that had been sent out. His father was the acting captain at the time, and as we learn, he saved several hundred lives and was captain of a starship for only about 12 minutes. The film also stars Zachary Quinto as Mr. Spock, who is also played in the film in a role credited as Spock Prime by Leonard Nimoy. And instead of just being a little heart-tugging cameo, Leonard Nimoy plays Spock Prime in the film as a major part, and it really is when you see the film. There's also a renegade Romulan by the name of Nero, played by Eric Bana of the unfortunate Hulk fame, he is out to destroy the Federation, and his connection with Spock is explained. Also explained is why things are different in this film. Because this film does something that many Trek fans are quite upset about. It violates canon. What is that? Well, canon is anything that happened in the television series is considered to be reality, if you will, within the Trek universe. That reality has been, for the most part, consistent through all of the Star Trek series, even going back in time to the ill-advised Enterprise. But canon gets changed in this Star Trek because of some time travel issues violating the Temporal Prime Directive, and yes, I am a bit of a Trekker geek. So that is given as an explanation for why things are different in this film. I am predisposed to loving this film because, as is obvious, I am a fan, I was watching the original series when they were on TV the first time, and have watched them numerous times since then. As well as pretty much every episode of every other series, with the exception of Enterprise. And I am predisposed to liking this film, and I'll admit that right up front. However, I haven't liked all the Star Trek films. Star Trek V, for instance, The Final Frontier, that blew chunks. And I was very disappointed with Star Trek Insurrection and Star Trek Nemesis. Didn't really care for either of those films. But this one rocks, dude. It is really, really good. Now, if you are so married to Star Trek canon that you don't think you can enjoy it, please don't go see it, because I would like that seat to be filled by someone who will actually enjoy the film for what it is. And if Star Trek were being made now, I mean, the original series was being made now, it would be significantly different from what it was in the mid-60s. So just let it go. Just let all your anger flow through you and get it out of the way. As William Shatner said on Saturday Night Live so famously, get a life. And enjoy Star Trek. The story, while a bit weak, I think the story could actually use a little work. It's still pretty good. The effects, the ships, the explosions, all of that is fantastic. I saw it in IMAX, and it was deafening how loud it was, but but it was still good because you really feel like you're in it, it being so loud. You know, there is going to be some folks who are going to be really upset because of a relationship Uhuru, played by Zoe Saldana, has with a member of the Enterprise crew that was never talked about in any of the other series. So that's going to ruffle some feathers, I'm sure. Also, a planet that we know and love ends up being annihilated. Also not in Star Trek canon, but that is explained by the whole time warp thing. So go see it. You're going to love it. It's quite a thrill ride, and I'm very happy to say that I do believe, because of this film, Star Trek is going to live long and prosper. I'm giving it 5 guitars. Go to WIMZ.com to read my complete review, as well as vote on the movie that I'll see next time. Till next time, I'm Stan the Movie Man. See ya!